What it do? You already know. What it do? Yo, what it do, what it do, what it do? We back. Back with another one. It's your boy Cinco Benz, the man, trying to get 100 grand. You know I got the plan. We back with the most valuable podcast, episode 110. Yes, sir. If it's your first time to the channel, welcome. Welcome. You can find me on Instagram, Big Bands 5 times. You can find me on Twitch, Cinco Bands the man. Yes, sir. Hit me on Cash App. To hell with a gang. YMW Melly might have action. Yes, he might have action. Okay? Even though Portland took the plea, he might still have action. He might still have action, man. I'm just saying. Even though his lawyers say this ain't gonna hurt Melly. That's what he say. He say this ain't gonna hurt Melly, man. So he say this ain't gonna hurt Melly. We want to see this ain't gonna hurt Melly. Cause Gunna didn't hurt Thugger. You know what I'm saying? As much as Thugger wanna make it look like he did, but he didn't. Gunna made him. Gunna didn't hurt him.
Large touchscreen keeps everyone happy. The all-new Subaru Crosstrek.
They didn't call Gunna to the stand. Gunna didn't speak at his trial. You know what I'm saying? So Gunna's shit didn't hurt him.
They got me feeling like I'm academic.
Let's see what
Can't ride no way.
So I'll kind of throw it out for y'all to kind of ask whatever you want in terms of me starting or me doing whatever. You guys can let me know. Somebody said turn on that rat rap. Who y'all think is ratting? Who rat, chat? Who do y'all believe is telling? Lil Baby finna get a CDL? We'll talk about it too.
Lil Baby finna get a CDL.
Dre, what up with you? Your boy Jersey was popping. Wavy on the moon. Oh, movie time.
Oh, it's movie time.
Yo, y'all ain't send me the drops. I need the whoop-dee-doo. I need that drop, and I need the
whoop-dee-doo.
I need the man, watch out. I need both of those. Man, watch out. Justin Carpenter, watching me on vacation, my boy. Y'all want me to do the thug track?
The thug track. I posted that on my
Lil Baby
TikTok.
ain't going through nothing. That nigga just he like one of them girlfriends you cheated on 3,000 times, and at one time she gotta act like she's staying on business. She be right back. You cheat on her 3,000 times, she ain't leave. But this one time, like, she walked in the room and your dick is in the pussy, so she gotta stand on business for a little bit. So she not finna respond for a little bit. She playing a silent treatment. She be back.
She be back. Act been going through it.
Who the fuck is gonna wear those skin tight? What is it? Chrome heart jeggings if Lil Baby don't come back. So I definitely believe that Lil Baby is going. He ain't going nowhere, man. When a rapper say they retired, cap. That nigga just falling back because he don't want to talk about Thug. I'm telling you, they trying to brush this shit out under the rope, under the rug. All right, let me start. Let me get in some shit. I bet.
I think that's true. What he just said, I think that's true. He don't want to talk about Thug. He falling back. Matter of fact, I retired from rap. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to do this shit anyway. I'm filthy rich. I feel him. You know what I'm saying? Step back. You ain't got to talk about shit you don't want to talk about.
Welcome, people. All right. First topic. I'm gonna go through this again. Damn, how many times I'm gonna have to explain this? Okay. I got a few waste man people who I don't know if they're trying to make a name, but people like you're not being accurate about the situation. Always to the best of my ability, I'm always being accurate. I think you guys, it's the reason why we rock the way we rock, why we got biggest audience. Bro, we do a pretty good job. Not to toot our horns, we do. This YNW Portland situation is now become a thing, and this is what I really think the state of like the judicial system, especially when it comes to urban culture, is that these lawyers and also these prosecutors know what exactly is ostracized, and they know what prevents people from cooperating is a label. Labeling someone as a rat, a snitch. It prevents the legal system from working as it should. I want to let all y'all know, cooperation, snitching is part of the streets. It's a funny thing to say when you find out somebody cooperated, you're like, streets is done. But
I just want to say this too, gang. Check this out. Somehow, some way, YMW Borland lawyer seen our segment on him, and he released statements contradicting what I was saying as far as this is going to hurt Melly's case. So he put statements out there so the world could know, similar to what Gunna lawyer did. It will not hurt YMW Melly. So similar to Gunna, I hope that he does not go into court, because I know at the bottom of the plea deals, it probably is going to say, if we need you to come into court, you're going to have to come in. You saying all that, but if we need you, you're going to have to come in and say exactly what you said. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see how this whole thing mixes out. I want to see
it means the streets are alive and well. There's always a few dummies that don't tell. There's always a lot of people that do tell, and that's part of the process. Okay? If you do crime with other people, you should expect that maybe the person you did it with might cooperate. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of, and I hate to name drop. I actually don't even like bringing up his name, just because I don't want y'all to think nothing adverse. Me and Savage been going back and forth recently, and we talk. Y'all know that's my man's. But today I told him, I said, listen, yo, I'll actually give it no. So me and Savage got a bet. We got two bets, right? So the first bet is this. He's the one who called me on stream. The first bet is this. The bet is I think he knows Bortland or something like that. I think he's talked to him. He says he bets that Bortland will not cooperate, right? And what this plea is that he took is not a cooperation deal. That's the first bet. Now, my stance on that is it is a cooperation deal. Okay? Here's why I think it's a cooperation deal.
Okay.
And I told him this today. It's varying levels to cooperation. And this is why snitching is such like this weird thing to even explain. It's easy to say 6ix9ine snitched. He got up there and he pointed out Shotty. That's the guy who did the crime. But then there's a million other ways to still cooperate. We've heard that Big Meat supposedly, allegedly, third party cooperated. What does that mean? It means that he used pretty much a surrogate, or used a girl that he was dealing with, to give up information to help the police solve a crime and get an arrest. What did that do? They basically gave him some post-conviction relief. Still telling. The thing is, and I even said, I say, I don't revel in the fact that Thug is going through stuff, but I do like the fact that the streets have to come to a final, solid conclusion. What is snitching? Because snitching could mean a lot of things. Or could we forgive certain type of snitching? Because if like again, 6ix9ine is the most extreme example. If 6ix9ine gets up on a stand and he points people out, nobody's gonna sit here with the actual brain to say he didn't tell. However, there's other ways to tell. If you're in an interrogation room, he said, nah, the guy who hopped out the car with the gun, he had on a blue shirt, he had a pink shorts, and he had some Jordans on. That's telling.
Yep. It's so many ways to tell. It's so many ways to tell, man. Listen.
Out of the water. I mean, look at this face. This kid.
Listen, I want y'all to know this. There's so many ways to tell. You can lie to the police and they say you telling. It don't matter. That telling shit, listen. You American citizen, tell. I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. I don't care. What is that gonna do to me? I ain't finna do no fuck shit to you. Shit. I don't give a shit. We idolize too much fuck shit in our communities. We gotta stop. Go ahead, Act. Finish up, man.
Telling. So I don't care who's telling or not. I would like the whole thing to be thrown out, but I'm gonna hold every street nigga to this unrealistic and also gray area thing. I'm a math guy. Y'all know I went to school for math, and I said it to Savage today. I said, listen, I'm a 1 or 0 type of guy. 1 + 1 isn't kinda, maybe 2. It's 2. Let's make it black and white. Let's cut the gray area. Here's the gray area, I believe, in most situations, especially even if you have a good lawyer. Without a doubt, you're telling when you get up there and you're testifying as a state's witness. You're going to have to point people out. You're telling.
Right.
But what about the people who said something in the interrogation room? Is that kind of telling? Remember, I'm a 1 or 0 guy. Is that kind of telling? Now, people move the goalposts all the time. Well, he ain't really tell because he never went to court. He didn't get on the stand. Okay, well, a lot of people didn't get on the stand. Gunner didn't get on the stand. Is he not cooperating? So we're back at this stage where like nobody really wants to define telling because they realize their own hypocrisies will be violated. So everyone claims that they have these standards of telling, but they don't want to impose them. So what's telling? And that's my thing when it even comes to winding up in Portland. What is telling? Is telling pleading out and essentially hurting someone else's case? Or do you have to sit up there and point the guy out? Because if what Portland is doing is not considered telling, why did Gunna get called a rat? Gunna didn't take the stand. Gunna took a plea that would hurt YSL. Absolutely. But if you don't think that's the same, and that's why I don't think it's the same with, and I'm only talking about co-defendant, you take a plea that admits things that the prosecutor also alleged or trying to allege versus your co-defendant. If that's not telling, it can't be telling for Gunna or Portland. Here's the thing. I got no horse in the race with none of these people. I like Melly. I hope he didn't do that. I hope he comes back home. I told you, Melly sang a whole album for me on the. He's a really nice guy from what I know. I don't know him as a killer. I would like him to be free because I don't think he's didn't do it. So I got no horse in the race. To call in the streets. So this is why I call shit the Gunna plea. The Gunna plea take you're not going to supposedly get on the stand, but you basically confirm the details that that's a Gunna plea, in my opinion, right? They're fighting a RICO. They need to prove it's a gang. They need to prove that more members willingly conspired to commit 2 or more crimes. Gunna, in his plea, while he didn't point at anyone, why he didn't say any names, he confirmed as such. The streets are in shambles because everybody makes a exception for their man. Okay? Even the Thug thing. Okay, well, you shouldn't be telling police anything at all. But for Thug is allowed to spin the cops and flirt. Which is it? Could y'all just tell me one definition? I'm a math guy. 1 or 0. 1 + 1 isn't kind of 2. It's 2. Just tell me what the rules are, and I would apply it. Again, it's not that I care, but when we're talking about these people, we know black and white what it is telling. So if you told the cops something, wait, so you tell me the standard. Are you not allowed to talk to the cops, or are you allowed to talk to the cops as long as you're flirting with them, offering your number to them, and also essentially trying to spin them? Well, then I hear, well, it's not telling if no one got arrested. Well, let's look at Thug. Pee Wee Roscoe later got locked up for drugs. And I believe in the interrogation video, Thug said, man, me and Roscoe used to serve some guys. Is that telling? I don't know. You tell me. 1+1 is 2, not kinda 2. Just tell me what it is. That's where we're at. We're still at the picking and choosing of every single person. Now, in the case of YNW Bortland, I wouldn't make this a big thing. I really don't care to make it a big thing. But the reason why I'm calling the gun a plea, and I'm telling you ahead of time, is because the stars have lined up that his case will hurt Melly. I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to lay out some of the facts, and then we're going to play some of these videos. Because per these lawyers, and I see Bortland's lawyer came out, and which attorney have you ever heard come out to say, no, my client did cooperate, or my client will cooperate, or my client's a rat? You're never. That's why you pay your lawyer. However, here's the thing too, because I'm not saying plea deals are means you're snitching, but you also have to understand the overall picture. And by the way, here's the thing too: how many times lawyers come back and say, or a rapper or whoever say their lawyers didn't tell them, nigga, you know what it was. That's what Gunna said. Oh, I got tricked. You paid millions of dollars for an attorney to come back and say you got tricked. Come on. Again, 1+1 is 2. Don't tell me it's kinda 2. So, let me go over a few things with this Bortland case. I'm going to ask y'all questions. Because people seem to believe that the prosecutors are getting a salary, and the DA that's elected in certain counties and municipalities, they're just sitting back and they are just giving out deals because they like giving out deals. I don't think that's how the criminal justice system works. They're usually giving out deals because, yes, they're.
My thing is this: if they gave him the deal, he must have asked for the deal. He must have asked for a deal. His attorney asked for a deal. They came to the table with the deal offer. That was the first. Um, that was the first court date hearing that we seen when they were telling him to think about it. They were making it seem like they're presenting it to him, right? But he knew they were going to present it to him because his lawyer was asking for a deal to negotiate a deal. The lawyer has to ask to negotiate that. You can't talk to them, right? So, within the lawyer negotiating the deal, they said to the lawyer, we're going to need him to talk. We're going to need some type of information from him. He could do it in a proffer. I don't care how he does it, but we're going to need that info. He was the only person in that car that's still alive other than Melly. We're going to need that. And I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. They needed that. And he gave it to them. Because they would have took that deal back. He gave it to them. He gave it to them. So all this fake narratives of it's not going to hurt his case. Yeah, it ain't going to hurt his case if he take a deal. If Melly take a deal, it ain't going to hurt his case. Young Thug, it didn't hurt his case because he took a deal. Remember, people, don't get fooled. If Thug would have took that to trial all the way, we don't know if they would have caught Gunner or not. They saying they didn't. They saying they not. They wasn't. They didn't. He didn't get caught, but we don't know. When your back gets against that wall, that DA back gets against that wall, they pulling out all the stops. They don't care. People think these people care about you. These people don't care about you. All they care about is their objective. It's more humans in this world that care about their objective than helping. Right? And how you gonna help me anyway in an interrogation room? You can't help me like that. That is not a way to help. That is out.
They're trying to get a conviction, but they're also trying to further whatever their agenda is to supposedly stop crime. Okay. So for the people who are in complete belief that Bortland, his plea is just, no, who gives a fuck? Why didn't he wait until Melly got tried? Why not? Why not? Why take the plea before Melly's trial? If we believe that his plea could never help Melly, why take the plea before the Melly trial started? Okay. Now, there's a lot of talk. Oh, well, he's going to be talking about the tampering stuff, not the murder. I'll bring another thing into perspective. There's something called circumstantial evidence. I'm going to use my favorite artist of all time as an example. My favorite artist of all time, everybody should know, is a guy named Vybz Kartel. He was actually sentenced to life in prison previously for homicide. He was released after an appellate court deemed that the case should have not went on or should have not been decided on because the jury, there was bribery going on. That's what happened. It went to the UK Privy Council, and then that conviction was disbarred, and then the Jamaican government says, we're not going to do this again, because it was the biggest trial ever in history. So they weren't going to go through that again, rip the country apart for 6 months to a year. Now, why do I bring this up? Because this has a striking resemblance to Melly's case. In Melly's case, they don't have a body. In Vybz Kartel case, my bad. In Vybz Kartel, they didn't have a body. Okay? Which means they're prosecuting someone for murder. They can't provide the person who died. There's no gravesite. There's no corpse. There's not a skeleton. There's nothing. The guy just disappeared and vanished off the earth. Yet they did initially gain a conviction. How does it relate to Melly? Well, there's nothing that's dead to rights that links to this case. Okay? They have things that suggest, that point to him being the killer, but there has hasn't been one person that told the cops, oh, I seen him kill him. There's not one video, no surveillance. They don't have a murder weapon. And the two that died can't talk. And the ones that's alive, he ain't say really nothing either. So far. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, the only way for them to get this as a conviction is going to be something called you're going to try to convict this person off circumstantial evidence. Now, the reason why I brought up Vybz Kartel is that he went to jail and was sentenced 35 to life because of what's called circumstantial evidence. Now, circumstantial evidence, if you guys don't know what that is basically providing the...
Do you have a car? Do you have a
I've been sitting here talking this whole time with the mute off. On. Y'all ain't been hearing nothing I've been talking about. Nobody hit me in the chat, said nothing. Y'all ain't shit, man. But let me reiterate this. Melly faith lies in these 12 juries' hands because we don't know what Bortland said in that proffer. We don't know what he said, right? And being that he was the only living person outside of Melly that was in that car with those two deceased corpses, they want to know. This is what they giving. Listen. They don't just let you slide off of 4 life sentences with 15 years. They don't just let you do that. They don't just look for that every day. That's 15 free years of labor, but they was about to get you for 4 life. You feel me? You was about to be permanently on the books, like toilet supply, toilet tissues and shit, newspapers, and you was gonna be permanently on the books. You hear me? So we don't know what Bortland said. We don't know. And Melly better take it to trial, because if he take it to trial, everything's gonna open up. If they get backed up in the corner, they're gonna have to call Bortland. That's their ace in the hole. What? We got the nigga that was in the car? What? That's their... Why would you not use that? Think about it, people. Why would they not use him? He was the only person in the car who could... Come on, man. Come on, man. It looked to me like they got a slam dunk. It looked to me like they gonna go through this trial all the way through, present their evidence, and slam dunk with Bortland. They gonna slam dunk. Boom. Because remember, if I'm not mistaken, he didn't say nothing, but I believe he got on the stand already. I believe he was on the stand already in the first one. So it wouldn't be odd if they called him for this one. Right? This is wild, y'all. Pay attention, keep your eyes open, keep your mind free. If you care anything about Melly, pray for him. Pray that he changed his life and he can get free.
They basically use evidence and paint it in a way where it was impossible that he wasn't the guy who did the crime. Okay? Hey, if you're the only person at the crime scene, somebody's neck is chopped off, you have a fucking, or maybe you got caught 5 minutes from the crime scene, you got a knife that's bloody. Again, there's no dead to rights shit, but circumstantial evidence, if you got the machete in your hand, there's the guy blood on the machete, you add up a bunch of stuff and you present it to a jury, and if the jury says there's no possible way this guy couldn't do the crime, they're most likely going to vote you guilty. So that's the case with Melly. No eyewitnesses, no incriminating like, oh, I did it, no
No eyewitnesses other than Bortland, guys.
Videotape, no audio, no confession over the jail phone. They're trying to get him with circumstantial evidence. Now, the first time they did this trial, it was actually a mistrial. Allegedly, it was one juror, but some people say it's two. They held and they said, no matter what, we ain't voting guilty. The judge actually accepted the non the non unanimous decision and said we're going to do a hung jury. It allowed for the state to refile the charges, and with refiling the charges meant he's going to do a new trial. So why did I go through all that? This is what anybody with a brain could say, and this is why I keep saying what Bortland is doing is a gonna plea. Bortland is going to have to do a proffer.
I told you guys, they keep calling this a Gunna plea. Gunna is he only got saved because Duggar took the deal. He only got saved because Duggar took the deal, man. If not, he would have had to reorganize his plea to not say that language in it. But because it had that language in it, he was going to be called to the stand if needed. Straight up. No ifs, ands, or buts. If needed. They obviously didn't need him. He took a deal.
And also, he's pled no contest, but he got adjudicated guilty on accessory for murder after the fact. Okay? Now, this is where I come back to. I started my soliloquy.
Question. If you pled to accessory to murder after the fact, who did the murder? Who did you assess? Who were you helping? Who you assisted? I'm saying, who did you assess? Who did you assist? I'm pretty sure they want to know who you assisted. See, words
For
matter,
me, 1
people.
+ 1 is 2. It's not kind of 2. It's not like, maybe. No, it's 2. So tell me what it is. Tell me what it's not. If Bortland, by the nature of his plea, is essentially admitting that he was an accessory to the murder, it would
Exactly.
mean that you have some knowledge that
That's what
murder
I'm talking
was
about. Act
committed.
ain't stupid. Act ain't stupid. You can't pull the rug over our head. You can't pull the wool over our eyes. We too smart for this shit. Come on, man. A blind man can see this shit, man.
Now, does it mean you could point to the finger who did it? No. However, if you remember the YNW Melly case,
For the record,
there's multiple.
I do not give a shit. Don't care who's snitching. Don't care about none of that. This is just entertainment for you guys. You rock it with the best, the most valuable. You understand me? Episode 110. Melly might have action. We gonna see. We gonna see, y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get all notifications. You rocking with the boy. You rocking with the best. West West. Yiddy. We going strong, y'all. We
Things
ain't
that
playing.
happened. Okay?
Look at that. This
Never
shit.
sue the other driver.
This shit right on time. I needed to talk to y'all anyway, gang. How y'all feel? I want y'all to hit me in the comments and let me know how y'all feel about this. How are y'all feeling about this so far? How y'all feeling about Borderlands plea? Do you feel it will hurt Melly or it won't hurt Melly? Let me know in the comments. Let's keep rocking out. Let's keep rocking out.
Not only did the two guys get shot within, seemingly was about 5 to 10 seconds, and they got killed, executed while supposedly one of them was sleeping. They drove to a location, they hopped out the car, and they staged what they would try to tell the cops, or not they, but Bortland would try to tell the cops is a drive-by. The cops realized it was bullshit. The same bullet casings were found in the car that they claimed was
Not at the car.
the gun, whatever ops they had pulled up and shot him
That's
with, right?
crazy. How was the bullets in the car?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
After that, Melly supposedly goes somewhere. He brings the bodies to the hospital. You're naive to believe that what Bortland did, and he has a proffer to come up, is essentially not helping the state with the circumstantial evidence that they need. Let me ask y'all a question, and I'm going to keep saying it again. 1 + 1 for me is 2. It ain't kind of 2. If Bortland gets to that proffer, and yeah, let's say he doesn't say, oh, I saw Melly did it. Well, technically, he wouldn't see Melly do it. He's driving. Melly
It's clicking. It's clicking in Aghead right now. It's clicking.
is right behind him. What, he's like looking over his shoulder on some exorcist shit? No, he didn't see him. Okay, let's say even if he didn't say, well, the shots did get fired in the car, which would basically mean, and again, this is exactly how I believe this is going to go down. He's going to confirm some facts that is going to allow the prosecutors to paint a image to the jury that it's no way that Melly didn't do it. Okay? Now, I see a lot of people, and shit, this was Savage's demeanor too. Yo, he about to get in there and spin them. He about to spin these niggas. That goes to our second part of me and Savage's bet. The second part of our bet is that,
listen, the fact that the Savage know he gonna get called to the stand and saying he gonna spin him. First off, why are you even getting called to the stand? Right? Even if you got caught, why are you even showing up to the stand? Right? Let's start there. Right? Okay. Being that you did show up, you intended on getting on the stand. So, being that you intended on getting on the stand, what did you intend on saying? Because you don't know what they intend on asking you. What did you intend on saying? How did you intend on spinning them if you don't know what they're going to ask you? Unless you do know what they're going to ask you. And you're not going to spin them. Because guess what? If you do spin them, you ever heard of the phrase Indian giver? Yeah, there's some Indian givers. Because if you don't, did you see what happened to, what's the nigga name? Funk? You don't do what you're supposed to do, they're going to send you up the river. They're going to send you up the river. They're going to take your plea, bro. They're going to take your plea and it's over. And it's over. Do you really think if a person takes a plea, that mean they want to go home? Do you really think they're going to jeopardize that plea and jeopardize not staying on the streets? Think about it, people. Use your head. I really want to hear y'all comments, man. I need to know how y'all feel about this. Y'all be watching. I know y'all be watching me. But show the boy some love, man.
I believe,
let me know
that his case, in his plea deal,
we just talking.
It will say,
we just talking,
because the proffer is part of the plea. If called, you will testify to the truthfulness of the proffer you take.
Damn
now,
right.
I will admit, his proffer, if he lies in his proffer, during the proffer, it won't affect his plea deal. The judge made that clear. So his deal is done. However,
Oh.
Remember, all the dismissed charges that he got in exchange for this plea and proffer, those all could be refiled, including murder charges. They could refile them.
Exactly.
So again,
exactly.
If you think the jury's just showing up or not,
did I just say that, chat? I just said that. Exactly. They could refile on that ass, and you don't want
the
that.
prosecutor is showing up to just listen to this guy tell some ducktails. You could whatever say whatever you want, but this is why I think it's a gunna plea. I want to play you what his lawyer said and what he said, and I think what his lawyer said is very important. I.W. Bortland, lawyer speaks out. Where is it at? Is it okay? Where's the lawyer? Y'all doing good?
Hey, y'all about to hear exactly what the lawyer gonna say. He gonna sound exactly like Gunna lawyer. He gonna say the same exact shit Gunna lawyer said. You know what I'm saying? To reassure you that Bortland is not getting on the stand because they don't need him, basically. But if they need his ass, he don't say if they gonna get on the stand if they need him. He don't mention that. He just say he's not getting on the stand. Okay. All right.
Okay. Where is his lawyer? It's so hard to find things these days. We have his lawyer speaking out, and we have him speaking out.
We don't want to hear him. He's spitting that bullshit.
Do I have his lawyer anywhere?
What does lawyer say?
Okay. We'll play this. Okay, here.
What is man,
and I can admit when I'm wrong, and apparently damn near 90% of us were wrong. This is Y&W Bortland's other lawyer, and I tapped in with him to find out about Bortland's snitching allegations.
Hey, 1090 Jake. Thanks for giving me the chance to clear up a lot of the confusion and just chaos that's happening right now. It's clear that a lot of people just don't understand what has happened. In all, he was facing 5 mandatory life sentences if found guilty, plus an additional 75 years on top of that.
Right.
And the facts of his plea are that he has pled no contest. That's very important because that means he has not admitted guilt. He's not admitted that he's done anything wrong. And he's certainly not admitted or given information about any. He's been found guilty, but in exchange, the state has dismissed the 2 murder counts.
Now, you see he real specific about what he hasn't done and what he's not going to do. But you're not telling us what he did. What did he say in that meeting, in that proffer agreement? You were there. What did he say? You ain't going to tell us that. You going to tell us what he ain't going to do and what he's doing. Tell us what he said in the proffer. That's what you tell us.
Now, to be honest, and this is why I keep saying the gunna play. What the lawyer just said is very important. And this is where the no contest comes in, because even though he's adjudicated guilty by the judge, his plea doesn't say he admitting that he did it. So that's important. So essentially what this spells out to us is that expect, or we're gonna try to see if Bortland could walk into the interrogation sorry, and spin the district attorneys out of Broward County. So he's gonna talk, but we're hoping his talking is doing what Thug did, doing what Woody supposedly did, lie snitching. Oh nah, dropped him over to a bitch house. Melly, he wasn't in the car. That's what we're hoping. But in theory, and this is
Listen,
what
I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't been in the streets for 20 years, over 20 years. I gave that life up, right? But
where
you can't do
again,
none of that.
I'm also
Ain't no way for
I'll
you.
tell you what I think about
Ain't
his
with it.
lawyer, or even him saying whatever.
You
I've
just
never
can't.
heard a lawyer come on and be like, my client's just snitching. No, your lawyer's job. Gunna's lawyer said, "Oh no, this is out for a plea. He not telling." Then you hear another nigga say he told. Everybody's lawyer basically say they don't told. They didn't tell.
To tamper with a witness count and the charge about directing the activities of criminal.
Right.
He's going to be sentenced to 10 years in Florida State.
Now,
Exactly.
even
He was called in the
again
first one. He was
during
called in the
Melly's trial,
first one, man.
and I believe 100% he'll be called. And you're gonna hear him say, "Oh, I don't think he'll be called." Nigga, please. If you're doing a murder case, I think one of the parties the jury would like to hear from is the driver who was in the car when allegedly the murder happened.
Exactly.
Now, a lot of times these plea deals, and even in Gunna's case with the Alfred deal, where it's like, yo, that plea can't be used. Yeah, it can't be used against you, the person who's pleading, but it could definitely be used against somebody else. That's why I keep saying, if this nigga is so solid and ain't finna kinda tell, why even take a proffer at all? Why even do a deal before Melly goes to trial? That's my only thing. Do the deal
This
before Melly goes to
this
trial. If the prosecutor is
this
done
the only
guaranteed y'all,
thing, man.
oh, this won't get used. All right, well, if it won't get used, we'll do the plea afterwards. You're still in jail.
Okay, look, let me tell you this. This the thing. When you in the streets life, right? And you go to jail with they call it a Cody, a co-defendant, right? You go to jail with a co-defendant, right? Sometimes you got multiple co-defendants. I seen people come in with 8 co-defendants. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be like that. So now, when you're on a case by yourself, it don't matter. You can take a deal. You can't tell on yourself. You can tell on yourself, admit to your guilt, whatever you want to call it. You could take a deal. You're on a case by yourself. Now, on the other hand, when you're on a case and you have co-defendants, you all have to be on the same page. One, if you got 3, one can't take a deal and 2 don't. No, everybody has to be on the same page. If we taking the deal, we all taking the deal. If we not taking the deal, we not taking the deal. We taking it to trial. Because if one of y'all budge, it's not showing solidarity. They see that it's bad look to the streets. It's just a bad look all around. You can't take a plea and your co-defendants don't take a plea. So honestly, what Thug did, okay, what Thug is mad about Gunna for doing is exactly what I'm talking about. Taking a plea without being on the same page with your peoples. But then Thug turned around and do the same thing because Yak took it all the way. Thug was thinking about all the shit in his house. Yak took it all the way. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We gonna see. We sure gonna see. Tomorrow's the Canelo Crawford fight.
Why do
It's
the plea
going
now?
down.
It's clear to anybody with a brain that is because the prosecutors believe that doing this deal and getting this proffer will help them prosecute Melly. So now, is that telling? Or not really? It's like kinda, but it depends on how he spins them. Okay, this is why we can never agree on snitching. Because Young Thug, in his opinion, he spun the cops. He said, I only said we deal drugs every day, that they stopped looking at Woody. I try to keep my niggas out of jail. That's what he said. Whoop-dee-doo, right?
Whoop-dee-doo.
Okay.
Prison followed by 6 years of probation with credit for time that he has served. And he's required, as a part of that, to sit down and give what's called proffer. Typically, when you hear the word proffer, especially in a criminal case, it's when a witness offers information or will explain what they would testify to if called at trial or a hearing.
Very important. By the way, I've heard his lawyer is a decent lawyer. That already should say, if they're taking a profit from you, it should, by the lawyer's own admission, you should expect them to try to use what you say in a proffer in a criminal proceeding, possibly where you might have to testify.
Facts.
So this notion, and I've never seen on the paperwork, you are not required to testify. Bitch, where? When have we ever seen any plea deal where they just confirm that you will never have to testify?
The only way you could do that is if you make them change the language in your shit. You're gonna have to make them agree to change the language. If they don't agree to change the language, you don't take no deal. You go to trial like the rest of your people. But you shouldn't be taking a deal anyway without your folks. It's just how it go.
But that's the thing people are doing to try to hype the public up to say, oh, this can't be telling because he's not taking a stand. And this is where the gray area comes in, because maybe the telling was in the proffer. Maybe the telling was in the plea. But y'all have to let me know, is the only way you told is if you did the 6-9, which is get up on a stand and point fingers.
It's unfortunate that we use that word today in court because that's not what's going to happen in this case. Portland is not going to sit down and give a lengthy proffer or answer a
Is he
question
gonna give a short one?
about what he would testify to if he were called as a witness, because we don't
You just define as a proffer. Then you say he's not going to do it?
anticipate him being called as a witness at any trial or any hearing.
We don't anticipate him being called at a trial or any hearing.
What is that? Listen, what is that? Like I told you guys, words matter. We don't anticipate on him having to. That means you're not looking forward to him having to go to trial, but he's still gonna have to go to trial, nigga. Just because you ain't looking forward to it, just because you're not anticipating it, hell is wrong with you? You motherfuckers think y'all crazy. I don't know who y'all think y'all talking to, man. I don't know who these folks think they talking to, gang. Man, run them likes up.
Now, that don't seem like a man who's speaking like he's sure. This is a lawyer. We don't anticipate. Well, I'll give you one better, chat. Because I like to put these things on the table, because you got to realize these are paid attorneys, my nigga. They're not Jesus. And yes, they're very much more knowledgeable about the law than you or I. But they know who their client is.
Right.
And these days, that snitch jacket is very heavy to wear, right?
Yeah, but you did your job.
It was ironic because I was
He
watching
paid
this.
you to defend him in that trial,
Shout
not
like
defend his
I'd always
rap career.
he always gonna get the scraps after the shit blows up. Here we go.
Okay. Before he play this, y'all remember in the Thug interview, he said Gunna was the first one to take a plea, and then everybody else started just taking pleas. So he blaming it on Gunna, but Gunna wasn't the first one to take a plea. This brother that we about to see right now was the first one to take a plea, and he even said it on Vlad. Let's see.
Okay, is that where is it?
Go up. There you go.
Okay.
I think he just maybe wanted to just get it over with. I guess that's what I would think.
Pee Wee?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's important is that remember DK. This guy's DK from the YSL trial. He was the first one to take the plea. I just want to show you the games the prosecutors play. Here we go.
Way before Stoner or anytime.
Hold on.
With everything?
Yep. First song I was singing.
Here we go.
That's my stuff.
Right.
You around during this time?
I make my wife sign me out the hospital. We get the discharge paper, sign me out.
Know anything?
Yeah.
But then it came true.
When that was small, I went and did that.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Learn how to mind your business, how to see but not see. You learn a lot. I'm finna send it to you, send it to me. I ain't gonna cap, like I hauled ass.
Oh, you took off?
I got can't be real, like part of it.
Wow.
How am I part of it? I've been in y'all facility for 96 months.
Yep.
I was in there with them, but
Here we go.
it was crazy, man.
So he said he was staying in the same jail cell.
Hey, y'all. He about to say it right now. But I just want y'all to hear this.
So you're locked up. Gunna does his plea deal.
Here we go.
And he's like one of the first ones to do it?
I was the first one.
Oh, you had the first plea deal?
Yeah.
So once again, confirming DK didn't do the.
Bam. He said it. I was the first one. Yeah. Bam. How you gonna blame Gunna like this? Listen, like I say, none of that matters. Everybody need to be American citizens, live their life, stop doing fuck shit, stop protecting fuck niggas, and keep pushing, man. Keep God first, man.
plea.
Aha. Before Gunna.
Before
He
Gunna.
said, "Ah."
Okay. Did you have to do the same song and dance Gunna did?
What you mean?
What they asked him. Is YSL a criminal organization? Have you seen
Everybody had to do
members
that.
do things in furtherance of the gang and all that? So you had the same questions.
Yeah.
But they just didn't videotape you.
So once again, clearly he's saying I had to admit all that shit before Gunna, which by the way goes against what Thug is saying. Like Gunna, the reason why he's mad at Gunna and not everybody else is Gunna did it first. He said I admitted that YSL was a gang first. I took the plea first.
I think they did.
But they just never released it.
Yeah. I was nobody to them because I've been in prison for 8 years.
Okay.
I don't even think they know who I was.
Okay. So you never had to take the stand or anything else like that?
Now, this is important. Right? So essentially, he admits that he took an Alfred plea, just like Gunna. He said he took the same plea. Right? He said he had to admit those things in court. YSL's a gang, this and third.
But Gunna didn't have to give a proffer. Gunna just had to admit the little shit in court. Gunna didn't have to give a private conversation with the district attorney and the judge. Come on, man. Let's not be ignorant to the fact.
Hear what he says that is important and relevant to this Portland situation.
Yeah.
You did take the stand.
Yeah.
That was part of the plea deal.
Yeah.
Aha. Okay. So if you took the same plea deal that Gunna took, how do you feel about Gunna taking his plea deal?
He just said it. He would have had to take the stand too. But because Thug took the deal, they didn't have to take the stand. I'm telling you guys.
No, man, I'm grown, man. I'm 33 years old, man. I done did it all, man. Literally. When
You're
I
not
say
tripping.
did it all, I done
Yeah.
did it all, man. I done seen it all. Ain't nothing unseen of, unheard of, man.
Okay.
Then you
So
got
they gave you the plea
God bless that brother right there, man. I hope he changing his life. It sounds like he on the right path. God bless him.
deal, but part of the plea deal is you have to take the stand.
yeah.
Because Gunner's plea deal
But
precluded
they
him.
tell me, Vlad, we might not even need you. We might
We might not need you. Nah. Even though you're the driver of the two
We might not
corpses to the
need
hospital,
you, but
even
we
though you were
might
in the car
need you,
while your
nigga. We
friend
might
Melly
need you.
allegedly murdered the other two friends, we don't need you. Just sign on the dotted line. Sound familiar?
Gunner's plea deal
But
precluded
they
him.
tell me, Vlad, we might not even need you. We might not even call you. We just have to put this on there. Like, and my lawyers agreeing with this too. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like,
Ironic. So his lawyers agreeing with the prosecutors. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna call you. You're good. Nah, just sign. Come on, we're gonna get out of the case. Come on, just sign.
Right. That's crazy.
so it's like,
Hold on.
That's crazy, gang. Hey, so y'all heard it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Live from the horse's mouth, man. You rocking with the best, most valuable podcast. I'm your host with the most, coming straight from the West Coast. Cinco Bandster, man. Trying to get 100 grand. You know I got the plan, and I can't do it without you. Hey, y'all. We had a good one this time, man. Until next